Hey guys, it's Dave, and no recipe required. We're going to do another meal kit review for you. We're going to do Dinnerly. Dinnerly is the low-cost option on the portfolio of meal kit services out there. It's like $5 per serving. And this one, I printed out the recipe card, is a turkey stir-fry lettuce cup. I've had these. I haven't had these before. I've had lettuce cups before. Typically, kind of very Asian flavored. Meal. We've got some ginger, we've got some garlic, we've got some jalapeno to make it hot. Some rice in here. I haven't seen them with rice before. We'll see how that goes. Turkey. Here's our lettuce for the lettuce cup. Looks like some romaine. All the ingredients. They look good. We're gonna go ahead and cook it up. See how it tastes. See how easy it is. We'll give it the thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe some thumbs sideways if it's okay. But we gotta cook it first. So let's get started. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on our turkey lettuce wraps. This is a nice honkin' chunk of ginger that Dinnerly sent me. And I find the easiest way to peel ginger is just use a spoon and scrape that skin right off. It comes off pretty easily. It asks us to take half the ginger, which we'll call there, and do some thickly cut slices with it. I'm going to call those 3. We're going to cook our rice with that one. And then the other ginger here, it says to chop finely. I still do a slice like that, and then give the slice a good whack. Give the other slice a good whack. And that makes it really easy to chop up. That's going to be added to our turkey. We got a little ramekin here. We're also going to chop up some garlic on the side. Again, I use the same technique, put the knife on, little whack, then come in and give that a chop up. I'm going to finish chopping that up in a second. And then we've got some jalapeno here. And the way I cut up the jalapeno, it asks us to cut it crosswise. Oh, I cut all the way through. You want to get the stem out, or sorry, not the stem, but that white seed pod out. You open it up, take that top off, use your knife and kind of go sideways down, flip it over, go sideways down. You can pull out the seeds. This is my little trash bowl here. Get the seeds off where a lot of that heat is. You can also use a smaller knife if you're not comfortable with the big one. And just take out the white vein part there. And then slice our jalapenos crosswise. So I'm going to finish up our garlic, we're going to finish up our pepper, and then we're going to come back and keep cooking. Okay, so we've got our other vegetables prepped. We're going to do the lettuce, really simple. We just take that root end off, and then these, you separate out these leaves. The inner ones are going to be a little prettier, a little nicer, maybe even a little nicer shaped. You separate them out. You want to go ahead and give them a rinse. Obviously, that is not going to make a fabulous lettuce cup. I'm kidding, obviously, but these are absolutely perfect. You're going to separate them out. I would throw them in the fridge just to keep them nice and cool and fresh. If you want to give them a little rinse off with the water, it's probably a good idea. But all our vegetables now are prepped. We're going to unpackage our rice, and the first thing it says to do is actually rinse the rice off in a little sieve or a colander. You need something obviously finely meshed so the rice doesn't fall through. And then run cold water over this until it said the water comes through clear. I think this is getting rid of the starch so it doesn't clump up as much once it's cooked. Okay, so I've got our rice that I rinsed off. We're going to get that into a pot. And then we're going to cook it, it says in a cup and a quarter of water. I'm going to get the heat on. We're going to add our thickly sliced ginger, which is going to it's going to flavor that rice, and then a teaspoon of salt, or half a teaspoon of salt, which is just a good couple pinches. And you don't want to stir this once it really gets cooking, but I'm just going to do this, get that ginger distributed throughout, get the salt distributed throughout, and then bring it up to a simmer, cover it, and then it's going to cook over about 17 minutes per the recipe card. All right, so we just put our rice on. We're going to keep going with our turkey and a, what do you call this, flour and oil combination, which I'm honestly not even sure what we're going to do with. I haven't fully read this part of the card, but it says a tablespoon and a half of neutral oil, tablespoon and a half of flour. I'm about to, I over poured, so we're going to do a half a tablespoon there with the oil. Dump out the rest of that oil. We're going to mix that together. This is going to form something. We'll see what we do on the next step. We're just mixing it together, and then we're going to combine our turkey. So, it's a package of ground turkey. I've got a bowl, obviously. We're going to go into the bowl with our turkey. There we go. I think I'm going to go into the bowl with our turkey. Alright, there we go. Get it all in there. And then, what do we got? We got our turkey, our garlic, and our ginger. The chopped garlic and the chopped ginger go into the bowl. And I believe half of the jalapenos, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a couple good pinches of both, and then it says go ahead and stir to combine everything together. Honestly, I'm using a wooden spoon. Using your hands would actually be a little faster, a little better, a little easier maybe, but we are what we are. So I'm going to finish mixing this together, and then we're going to come back and I believe start cooking our turkey up. Alright, so I've got my rice simmering over here. Time to cook up our turkey. We're going to add 2 tablespoons, it says, really, you know, enough to coat your skillet. I'm using a non-stick skillet, but you certainly don't have to for this one, I don't think. And we're going to add in the turkey mixture that we did. If the pan's not hot, you'll not hear any sizzling. Mine's got some sizzling. We're going to try and spread it out, and you're going to have to leave it alone for a minute or two so it starts to brown on one side. But we're also going to have to come back and break it up occasionally, or it's just going to turn into kind of one big patty. So I'm going to let this go for about 2 minutes, and we'll come back and give it a stir. All right, so as our turkey cooks, you can see the underside. Hopefully you can see the underside. It's getting some brown bits there. We just got to come in. We got to stir up things every once in a while. You can definitely smell the ginger and the garlic coming off the dish. We're just going to keep breaking it up, stirring every minute or so, or every couple minutes or so, until our turkey's all the way cooked through. Okay, so after about 6 minutes for me, my turkey is fully cooked in these chunks. It's starting to brown around the edges. And now we're going to make sure we get all that flavor up off the pan by adding a cup of water to the pan. We're going to scrape up any of those little bits that are stuck, which is going to just make sure we're not leaving any flavor, any yumminess in the pan. We're also going to just let this water come up to the boil, and then we're going to add in our oil and flour that we did before. Essentially, this is I guess it's a fast roux, is maybe what I'd call it. Once we start simmering this and it just starts reducing a little bit, it says to add this, stir it in and cook for another 3 minutes. Okay, so our water has come up to the boil. We're going to add our oil and flour. This is going to thicken everything up and hopefully concentrate those flavors. I'm going to stir that in. By the way, I washed my wooden spoon between the raw meat and the cooked meat. You got to make sure you watch that. And then stir this in. It's going to thicken up, and I'm going to go until there's very little water or moisture left on the turkey. Okay, so our turkey mixture is reducing down over here. I just added that flour and oil mixture. This is our rice. I'm going to pull the ginger out. You do want to make sure it's cooked through. We'll give it a little taste. This is perfect. I'm going to remove the ginger. It's done its part. And then just with a fork, just kind of lightly fluff the rice around. We're going to add this to our lettuce wraps and our turkey. Okay guys, so this is our reduced down mixture. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little taste for seasoning. Definitely needs a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I'm going to kill the heat. I've taken my rice off. I've set out my lettuce cups. So let's go serve it up. All right guys, so we've got our rice here. We're going to go ahead and serve up some portions. Go rice right on our lettuce cups. I guess proportion of rice to turkey is a little bit up to you. Rice honestly seems a little bit gummy, might be a little bit overcooked. I'm not sure about that technique of rinsing it before, what that does or what it's supposed to do. We're going to lay them down though. That looks pretty good to me. And then our turkey mixture goes on top of the lettuce cups. I do like the interactivity of eating with your hands. I think that's pretty cool. We're going to lay our turkey down. And then, we got one more here. Plenty of lettuce cups. Easily, you know, you could do 4 or 5 at a minimum per person, for 2 people here. I'm going to go one more little piece of turkey there. And then we've got our, just rinse my hand real quick, we've got our jalapeno, which we can garnish right on top. I pulled a little sriracha. I think a little bit more spice might be nice. Spice is nice. And there's our turkey lettuce cups. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Okay guys, so we've got our turkey stir-fry lettuce cups here. And you know, I gotta say, this one doesn't catch the eye. It doesn't look like the most beautiful dish I've ever seen. We're gonna go in and see how it tastes. Now, normally you just grab a lettuce cup and chow right in, but because I'm on camera, because it's a lettuce cup, because I'm wearing a white shirt, I've opted for the old fork and knife. Probably sacrilege. I know. So the this one, let me get. This one's okay. It's not very Asian. You know, it doesn't have any kind of pop. It doesn't have any sweetness or tang to it. Flavors are a little dull. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's fine. It's food. Certainly not one of my favorites. Dinnerly's put together some other dishes that I like a whole lot better. I think if you added maybe some sriracha or something like that, even now afterwards, or if you did some hoisin or something in the cooking, I think it could be a lot better. I would, and also that flour mix at the end, I would skip that whole step. I don't really get it. I don't know why you need it. It kind of clumps the turkey together a little bit, but I think it'd be better without it. It also makes the turkey a little bit kind of slimy feel. So honestly, I think I would probably skip this one, grab one of the other Dinnerly recipes. I think you're going to enjoy it a whole lot better. So we'll do a kind of thumb tilting down. Nothing offensive, just nothing great. So if you're interested in trying Dinnerly, trying something else, go ahead. I'm going to put a discount code into the description, and I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required. Alright guys, so this one, like I said, I'd probably skip the old Dinnerly stir-fried lettuce cups in favor of something else. You know, not horrible, but certainly nothing special. A little bit of extra sauce or something like that in the cooking process would have served it better. The directions were clear and easy to understand. Quality of the ingredients were fine, but taste, again, average to a little bit mediocre. So, make your decision, let me know how it goes, and I will see you next time on No Recipe Required.